some places are not meant to be mapped, nor remembered. Hidden in the valley, where the fog never lifts, lies Black Hollow. For centuries, whispers have told of ghostly processions, sunken graves, and voices in the mist that call you by name. Tonight, we enter the hollow, where the dead do not sleep, and the land itself hungers for the living. Haunted Topography, the fog of Black Hollow. The locals called it Black Hollow, a valley just outside town, perpetually drowned in fog. It wasn't the natural kind of mist you'd expect on autumn mornings. This fog clung like a body, slick and heavy, even under a blazing sun. Farmers avoided planting near it, hunters refused to enter, and hikers who strayed too close often returned days later, hollow-eyed and unable to recall what had happened. For as long as anyone could remember, stories had circulated, the ghost of a funeral procession, lanterns bobbing down a road that no longer existed, spectral wolves with red eyes that circled wanderers until they vanished, whispers in the fog calling by name, promising warmth if you just stepped deeper. But the oldest story was of the sunken graveyard. Centuries ago, the valley had been a burial ground for settlers who died in a plague. The ground was soft, waterlogged. The coffins sank, the earth swallowed them, and the fog began. 1. The Return. Ethan Rowe had no interest in ghost stories. He was a surveyor, facts and lines on a map were his world. When the county hired him to chart Black Hollow for a new highway bypass, he welcomed the challenge. Fog or no fog, it's just terrain, he told his partner, Lila, when she asked why he looked pale studying the assignment. Ethan had grown up hearing his grandmother mutter about Black Hollow. That place keeps its dead awake, she used to say, crossing herself. She forbid him from playing near it, but like any child, he had tested her rules. Once, he ventured to the edge, just far enough to see the fog's curtain. He remembered it moving, not drifting, but shifting, like it noticed him. He hadn't gone back. Until now. 2. Into the mist. Armed with GPS gear, survey markers, and a stubborn refusal to believe in folklore, Ethan set out one October morning. By noon, the road behind him had disappeared, swallowed by pale smoke. The fog muffled every sound except his own footsteps. He clicked his radio. Static. The GPS blinked, searching for signal. He cursed. Then came the first anomaly, an old fence. He hadn't seen it on any map. Rotten posts jutted from the damp earth, some wrapped in barbed wire. Beyond it, the ground dipped, and through the mist he saw the faint outline of gravestones. He crouched to read one. The letters were nearly gone, but he made out. Martha Rowe, 1821 to 1849. Rowe. His family name. 3. The lanterns. Dusk settled unnoticed, the fog never changed color, but suddenly, faint lights flickered in the distance. Lanterns. Ethan's first thought was trespassers, or maybe vandals. He hurried toward them, notebook ready. The figures came into focus, a line of mourners, dressed in black, their faces shadowed by veils. They carried coffins on their shoulders, the wood slick with rot. No sound came from them, not a shuffle, not a cough. Only the creak of old wood. Ethan froze. His breath formed clouds inside the fog. He blinked, and the procession was closer. 10 feet away now, the mourners turned their veiled heads toward him in perfect unison. Beneath the gauze, their eyes glowed faintly white. The lead mourner whispered his name. 4. Echoes of the earth. Ethan stumbled back, tripping over a stone. The ground wasn't stone at all, it was bone. Hundreds of them littered the soil just beneath the moss, long buried but never at rest. A sound rose, muffled but vast, drumming. It wasn't from the air but from the ground itself, as though hundreds of fists were pounding from below. Coffin lids thudded against their nails. The earth shifted under Ethan's boots, bulging, cracking, as if the graves were pushing upward. The fog thickened, swirling in spirals. Faces appeared in it, gaunt, eyeless, mouths stretched wide in silence. Ethan ran. 5. The hollow's claim. Every direction looked the same. The GPS lay dead in his hand, the compass spun. He thought he saw the fence again, but it twisted away when he reached it, pulling him deeper. The fog moved deliberately now, hurting him. And then he heard it, his grandmother's voice. "Ethan, come home." He stopped dead. Ahead, through the shifting veil, stood a small wooden house. His grandmother's house. The one she'd lived in until her death 10 years ago. Smoke curled from the chimney, and he could see her silhouette in the window, rocking in her chair. His throat tightened. "No," he whispered. The house flickered. The rocking chair kept moving, but the figure inside was only a shadow, its limbs too long and bowed unnaturally low. The door creaked open. The fog pushed him forward. 6, the last marker. Ethan dropped to his knees, shoving a survey marker into the ground with trembling hands. "I'm here," he muttered, clinging to the task. "Coordinates, lines, land, this is real." He drove the marker down, hard. The ground split. A hand shot up, pallid and wet, fingers clawing around the metal rod. Another hand followed, then a skull forcing itself free of the earth. The marker quivered in the grip of the risen corpse. Dozens more shapes pushed upward all around him. The fog glowed faintly with their forms. Ethan screamed, and the sound was swallowed whole. 7. Aftermath. 3 weeks later, the county sent another surveyor. He returned after 2 hours, pale and wordless, refusing to speak of what he'd seen. The maps of Black Hollow remain incomplete. The bypass was never built. The valley is still there, breathing its fog, guarding its sunken dead. And sometimes, on mist-heavy nights, townsfolk claim they see faint survey markers glinting at the hollow's edge, bright orange rods jutting from the ground, each one clutched by a skeletal hand.